morning, my dear students. Yesterday, I introduced the topic gear drives to you. That is fourth chapter of the fourth module, and in that we studied types of gears, various types of gears. Among them, spur gear, helical gear, river, worm gear, rack and pinion, and so on. We studied. And bevel gear also I introduced, bevel gear. Okay. Now let us take up the problems related to numerical problems related to uh, gear trains. In the gear trains, I introduced simple gear train, compound gear train, reverted gear train, and epicyclic gear train, the planetary gear train, sun and planetary gear train, both all are same. So anyway, today I take up the definitions of um, velocity ratio and train value. Another name for velocity ratio is a speed ratio. I'm going to share my screen with you. To look at the screen, PowerPoint. You ready? Okay. So now let us consider some definitions of velocity ratio or speed ratio and a train value in a gear drive. Right. Next. So now you read that one. Velocity ratio of velocity ratio of gear train is the ratio of speed of the driver gear to the speed of the follower. Another name for follower is the driven gear. Driven. Now in this figure, this is the driver. Gear number 1. Gear 2 is the follower, and the gear 1 is having Z1 number of teeth on it, and let N1 be the speed of the driver gear. Okay. Similarly, N2 and Z2 are corresponding values of the follower gear. According to the definition, velocity ratio is N1 by N2, that is equal to Z2 by Z1. What is N1? It is the speed of the driver gear. N2 is the speed of the follower gear, and Z2 is the number of teeth on the follower gear, and Z1 is the number of teeth on the driver gear. So this is the definition for velocity ratio. Next, I take up definition for a train value of a gear train. It is defined as the ratio of speed of the follower gear to the speed of driver gear. So train value is equal to N2 by N1, that is Z1 by Z2. So it is inverse of train value is the inverse of velocity ratio. So by using these relations, a train value or a velocity ratio, we can solve problems on the gear trains. Usually for you, a simple gear train and compound gear trains are important. Right. So now let us take up one example. This here you have a look at this one. Here 4 gears are there, numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 gears mounted on parallel shaft. They are mounted on parallel shaft, and the speed of the driver gear is 1000 rpm. So the first gear is the driver gear, its speed is 1000 rpm, and he is asking what is the speed of the driven gear. this last driven gear or follower gear 4 n that is n4. So the number of teeth are respectively on these four gears given as 80, 60, 40 and 50. Okay. So now in the sketch itself I included n1 is the rpm of the driver gear. Its number of teeth z1 80 and speed of the second gear is n2. We don't know its value, and z2 we know that is 16 number of teeth on it, and n3 is the speed of n3 is the speed of gear number 3, and it is having 40 number of teeth. Similarly, this is the last gear. This is a follower gear or output gear, and its speed is n4. We don't know. We have to calculate it. And z4 is the number of teeth on it. Z4 is the number of teeth on it. Okay. And next, so now in this combination, you see 4 gears are there. 4 gears, 1 and 2, 3, 4. In the first analysis, you consider combination of first gear and second gear. In this combination, first gear is the driver gear. This is the follower gear. In the combination of second and third gear, number 2, gear number 2 is the driver gear. This is the number 3 is the follower gear. In the combination of 3 and 4, so 3 becomes the driver gear and 4 becomes the follower gear. So you have to remember it. And problem is very simple, very simple. If you know the definition of that is train value or velocity ratio, you can solve this one. So now look at it. For the combination of gears 1 and 2, so here I mentioned clearly gear 1 is the driver, gear 2 is the follower. So accordingly, so train value is n2 by n1 is equal to z1 by z2. Upon substitution of the values here, we get n2 by 1000 and z1 is 80, number of teeth 60 is the teeth number of teeth on the follower. So this is the equation number 1. Similarly, for the combination of gears 2 and 3, we have gear 2 is the driver now, and gear 3 is the follower. I clearly mentioned. So according to the definition of the train value, we have n3 by n2 is equal to z2 by z3. So n3, n2 value we don't know. Z2, Z3 value we know. You substitute here. See, you mark it as equation number 2. Okay. Now for combination of gears 3 and 4, gear 3 is the driver gear, gear 4 is the follower gear. Now similarly, in the previous that is according to the definition of train value, we have n4, n3 value we don't know, and n4 anyway we have to find out, and 40 is the number of teeth on the gear number 3, and 50 is the number of teeth on the gear number 4. So this is equation number 3. Upon multiplying equations 1 and 2, 3, we get this one step. So here the common terms you cancel, n2 and n2 you can cancel, n3 and n3 you can cancel, 60 and 60 you can cancel, 40 is there, 40 you can cancel. Remaining is n4 by 1000, 80 by 50. Upon cross multiplication, and you can find the value of n4. Its value is 1600 rpm. So this way we have to solve the problem on simple gear train. I hope without any ambiguity you understood this one. Any problem? I hope it's a very simple problem, and You can understand now. Problem is very simple, and very simple way I explained it, and you can study. You can take some more problems from the textbook and solve. So with this chapter, hello, only one problem on compound gear train I have to solve. With a beautiful example, I take up mm, uh, this problem tomorrow. I'm going to solve it. So I'm feeding very small quantity, small portions of the syllabus, so that you should not feel any burden. So you should be comfortable. My intention, you should be comfortable. So almost 80% of your syllabus is about to complete. Only remaining thing is 20%. How many are there? You check. Shall I explain this one once again? This problem. So far, problem not appeared in the paper, in the question paper. This time you can expect it. Hello, please respond. I have sufficient time to interact with you. Okay, once again I'll refresh your knowledge. The entire this chapter of gear drives. Okay, you look at the this PPT. Gear drives. Okay. Okay. So types of gears: spur gears, helical gears, bevel gears, worm gears, rack and pinion. This is what you are witnessing is, this is the bevel gear. The teeth are parallel to the axis of rotation of the shaft. So this space is for shaft only, or this gear should be fixed on the rotating shaft. Okay. So this is the combination of spur gears. That's a simple gear train. See, the shafts are clearly shown here. You observe here. Shafts are shown. This first shaft and this is the second shaft. So on each shaft, one gear you are finding, so that you can call this combination as simple gear train. So this is example for helical gear. So here the teeth. See the teeth. Have a look at the teeth. So this one is for shaft. This gear has to be fitted on the shaft. Okay, but gear teeth are not parallel to the axis of rotation. They are inclined. That is why these gears are called helical gears. So the third one is bevel gears. Bevel gears. You see that? It is almost a conical shape, that truncated. The top portion of the cone is cut, then that appears like this, the conical shape. These are the teeth. This is another bevel gear which is in having contact with the this bevel gear. This is bevel gear number 1. This is bevel gear number 2. But here the main thing is, you observe axis of rotation of this gear, bevel gear, and axis of rotation of this bevel gear, both are intersecting. That is a speciality of this gear train. Okay, so here this is rotating on horizontal plane. This is rotating in the vertical plane. Okay, the next one I take up is the very funny also, the worm gear. Worm. So what is worm here? This is the worm. This is the worm. So this is the already, this is spur gear. So if uh, the worm gear rotates on its axis, this starts rotating like this. But here also axis of rotation are, you observe here, they are not intersecting. They are not intersecting. You just observe, you analyze it. You already yesterday I introduced. This is the second time you are seeing this sketch. Okay. The next one is also another worm gear. Here, this is the worm. This is the gear. Okay. The next one is rack and pinion. Rack and pinion. So this part is the pinion. So this is the rack. Suppose this pinion is fixed on the rotating shaft. Rotating shaft. The motion is transmitted to this rack, so that rack moves in this direction. Rack moves in this direction according to the rotation of the direction of rotation of the pinion. Okay, this is the rack and pinion. Now you see, let us consider some gear trains. Okay, second time I am explaining it. Uh, uh, Types of gear trains. Here simple gear train we have, compound gear train, reverted gear train, and planetary gear train, sun and planet gear train. So here the first one and two are important detail. Okay. So this is the simple gear train. Simple, how to identify simple gear train? On each shaft of rotation, one gear is mounted or fixed. This is another gear fixed on the another shaft. The white mark you are seeing now here, this white color, that is the shaft. So here gear marker C, third gear, it is fitted on this shaft, and these shafts are parallel. These shafts are parallel. That's important. Okay. So now I'll animate it. You you see that very clearly. You can understand very clearly. You can understand simple gear train. On each shaft, one gear is there. On each shaft, one gear is there. They are in combination. Gear A, gear B, gear C. When the odd number of gears are there, odd number, odd, O double D, odd number, the first gear and the last gear are rotating in the same direction. That is also very important. When the even number of gears are there, even number, that means 4 gears are there in this combination. The first gear and the last gear rotate in the opposite direction. Okay. So the next slide, you look at this next slide. So this is also a simple gear train. Only 2 gears in combination is there. Only 2 gears, gear A and gear B. Oh, this one, just a minute. Okay. You can understand the topic without any confusion. Move back. Why am I there? Right. Okay. Next one. So this one is example for compound gear train. Here, you this is the larger gear. At the same shaft, another smaller gear is mounted, and this one is the output gear. Output gear, but this is having contact with a smaller gear. Okay, I try to animate it. You see that this is the compound gear train. So compound means two gears, two or more gears on the same shaft. This is another colored sketch. But in this combination, gear A and B are in contact. Gear A and B are in contact. Okay. So this is another example for compound gear train, very complicated. So how many gears are there? You count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gears are there. Okay. So very complicated design. This is the compound gear train. Okay. So this is the compound gear. You see that on the same this one a single piece. That is important. Single piece. This type of gears are also available. Right? This is the shaft. This is the shaft. So now definitions of velocity ratio and R speed ratio and train value. Okay. So now in the velocity ratio, it is the ratio of speed of the driver gear to the speed of the follower gear. Another name for follower gear is driven gear. So here in this combination, we have two gears, gear number 1, gear number 2. So here the N1 speed of this gear and Z1 is number of teeth on this gear. Similarly, N2 Z2 are corresponding. N2 is the speed of the gear number 2. Z2 is number of teeth on the gear number 2. So according to this definition, we have velocity ratio equal to N1 by N2, that is equal to Z2 by Z1. Okay, this is the velocity ratio. And next one is, you see that train value of gear train. So train value is the ratio of speed of follower to the speed of the driver gear. N2 by N1, that is Z1 by Z2, or this is the inverse of train value. Inverse of velocity ratio. TV is equal to 1 upon R. Now in this, let us take one example of this a simple gear train. Here the main intention is we have to find the speed of this gear. So each gear numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. The speed of each gear is N1, N2, N3, N4. Number of teeth on these gears are Z1, Z2, Z3, Z4. So these values are given 80, 60, 40, and 15. That is Z1, Z2, Z3 and Z4 respectively. Okay. The main aim of this problem is what is the speed of a driven gear. Okay. So now let's take the let us solve this problem. Now in this combination of 4 gears, for our analysis, let us consider first 2 gears, gear number 1 and gear number 2. For gears 1 and 2, gear 1 is the driver, gear 2 is the follower. N2 by N1 is equal to Z1 by Z2. Upon substitution, the values of these items, we get N2 by N1, N2 by N1, N2 by 1000 and 80 by 60. And what about N2 you can ask, we don't know. You put it as it is. So you call this equation number 1. Equation number 1. Okay. Now for the combination of gear number 2 and 3, train values N3 by N2, Z2 by Z3, and substitute the values N3 by N2, that is equal to 60 by 40. What about you N3 and N2? We don't know its value. Okay, you put it as it is. For gears number 3 and 4, 3 is the driver, 4 is the follower. Therefore, N4 and 3, N4 by N3 is equal to Z3 by Z4. That is equal to N4 by N3 40 by 50. That is equation 3. Multiply equations 1 and 1, 2 and 3. We get this one. N2 by 1000, N3 by N2 into N4 by N3. So 80 by 60 into 60 by 40 is 41. Now common values, that is N2, N2 we know, and N3, N3, N2 by N2, N2 you can cancel, N3 and N3 you can cancel, 60, 40, 40, remaining is N4 by 1000, that is equal to 81. Upon solving this one, you get the value of N4 as 1600 RPM, 1600 RPM. This way you have to solve the problem. Tomorrow I take